Well, hello everyone. Happy Friday to you. It has been an interesting week, and today has been an interesting day. So, we're just going to get ourselves started. Wait a couple seconds and have this cat drive me crazy. All right. Hey Sue, how are you? Oh, I'm rapping. So, hopefully everyone is doing a lot better than I am. And then you can hear the cat in the background because the cat's a little cray-cray. Hi, just come in with silence, please. All right, so today we are going to be working on what's called point slope. So we looked at the standard equation in standard form. We looked at slope-intercept form, and now we're actually going to look at what's called point slope. And guess what? You need two things. You need a point and you need slope. See, they were very inventive back then. You know, everything was so dark and deep. So, if anything, let me tell you where the equation for point slope came from. So we all know about the equation for slope. So we have the change of our y's over the change of our x's. So we know if we go by the whole y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So if I make this m into a fraction, put it over 1. When I have a ratio that's equal to a ratio, this whole thing is called a proportion. So here's the best thing about proportions. When you want to solve them, okay, this goes for any kind of proportion. When you hear about proportions and ratios, this is what they're talking about. When you have proportions, you can do what's called cross multiplication. So if I multiply 1 to this y2 minus y1, anything times 1 is itself. So I'm going to write my y sub 2 minus my y sub 1. And then I will multiply my m times the difference of the x's. So I have my m times my x sub 2 minus my x sub 1. So this is basically the format for point slope. But the only thing is we only need 1 point. So anything that has those 2's about, we don't need. So we got our y minus my y sub 1 equals my m times x minus x sub 1. And that is the formula for point slope. That's how it came about. All it is the formula for slope cross multiplied. I swear, that's it. So I bet you no one has even told you that is what the equation is. All right. Am I a math teacher? Yes, I am. I am a certified math teacher. It may take me a long time to get certified, but I did it. So, and if anything, right now I'm an online math tutor. So I kind of have my little whims about certain things, right? How can I get the book? Oh, this you can order it off of Amazon. So if anything, you can go to my profile, and if you look under ACCUPLACER.com, that's my website, and you'll actually look for where it says Ultimate Math Notebook. There is a link where it says, now available on Amazon. Click on that link and it'll take you straight to Amazon and you can purchase the book. All right. Thank you for the loves and the follows. I appreciate it. All right. So this is point slope. So now I'm going to show you how to use it. So if you are given, and we're going to start off a couple different ways, but this one I'm going to start off if you were given a point. So if I'm giving you a point, let's say 1 and -6. And then I also give you a slope. And my slope is going to be a positive 2. All right? So this is how you incorporate the point slope form. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go from this format to what's called the equation of the line, which is simply y equals mx plus b. So we're going to start off with point slope. We're using this information for us to put it into that slope-intercept form, right? So now, not a problem. So if we go here, we have our y minus y1, or y sub 1, m times x minus x sub 1. So the only areas that we're going to have to do some substitution is, we got to substitute for the m, we got to substitute for the x sub 1 and the y sub 1. Those are the only 3 areas that we really have to do any kind of substitution for. So if I'm using my point, my 1, that's going to be my x sub 1. My negative 6, that's going to be my y sub 1. And then, of course, I already gave you the slope. So now let's substitute. We have y minus a negative 6 equals my m, which is 2, and x minus a 1. Now, here is the thing. When you substitute that negative 6, it's not just y minus 6. No, the formula originally comes with the subtraction symbol. So when you substitute that negative 6, you're substituting just for that y sub 1. Okay, so that means it's really going to be y minus a negative. And when you minus a negative, it actually turns positive. So we're looking at y plus 6 is equal to, and then we're going to distribute over here. Okay, we're going to distribute. So 2 is being multiplied to the x and to that negative 1. So 2 times the x gives me 2x. 2 times negative 1 gives me negative 2. Okay. So now we're almost done. We're almost in that y equals mx plus b form. We're almost at that slope-intercept form. That means we need to solve this for y. So in order for us to solve it for y and to get y by itself, that means I have to get rid of this positive 6. So the way that I get rid of the positive 6, I'm going to subtract it. So positive 6 and negative 6, they cancel out. Leaves me with my y equals. Then I have my 2x. And then negative 2 minus 6, that gives me a negative 8. And now we have our equation of the line. We have y equals 2x minus 8. So this means this is the equation that has this point and this slope involved in it. All right. So let's get with the chats. Yes. Hi, Lynn. How are you? Radiance, how are you? So good to see everyone. Hey, Courtney. Also, so many students struggle because they don't have anyone to help them at home. Yes, I know. So that's why I do this. I do this. Nice. Okay. Of course we're going to do another one. Well, hello. Of course we're going to do another one. All right. So, thank you so much. Okay. So now I'm going to kind of walk through it. This one I was just like, okay, here is this, here is that. So let's say that we're going, see if I can change colors here. So So we have the order pair, which is 5, 6. And my slope is -3. Okay, so 5, 6. And my slope is -3. All right. Oh, well, thank you. Hey, Misbehaving, how are you? Okay, so remember, here's the formula. Let me rewrite it so you can see it right here. So it's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. Okay, the 5 is going to be your x sub 1, and your 6 is going to be your y sub 1. Okay, so we're going to plug it in. I just learned this in Algebra 1. Yep. I'm telling you, this is the thing. This is the time of year that a lot of people are basically learning these concepts right now. So I tried, if I may be honest, I tried to hit on topics that you guys are looking at right here, right now. Or these are topics that some of my students are struggling with, the ones that I tutor. So I try to kind of pass it on over here because I know a lot more people are going to be using that. All right, so doesn't matter which one you plug in. It does in what spots. Remember, you're going to be plugging in here for the y1, for the m, and for the x sub 1. Yeah, my math GED this will help. Thanks. Awesome. Good, Tammy. Well, Tammy, congratulations for taking the step up that you want to do your GED. I'm proud of you. All right. Travis. Okay, I need to take GED soon. Yes. All right, Misbehaving, we got this. All right, so let's plug away. So that means we have our y minus, what's my y1? Put it in the chat. What's my y1? Which should go here? All right, nice, 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 nice. Good, all the 6s. Okay, bringing down my equals. What's my slope? What should go here? Good, good. Sue, don't forget the negative. Okay, so it's going to be a -3. Now we have a parenthesis. Then we have an x minus. And my x sub 1? Hey, Hattie. I love algebra. It's just a fun puzzle with numbers and letters. Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. So we're putting our 5 here. Good. So those are the 3 spots. Oh, wait. So there's a little novel here. Okay, please tell me what you do with this type of math. I have dyslexia and it hurts my head. All right, so this type of math, we're trying to calculate how our lines, equations of lines. So this is one of many ways. If they ever gave you a point and they gave you a slope, you can use this form called point slope. If they ever gave you a point in the slope, you can also find it by just using the slope-intercept form. So it's just another way of finding the equation of the line. Okay, I'm just introducing that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we have y minus 6. Okay, so we don't have a negative, so that's perfectly fine. So y minus 6 equals, but we need to distribute this -3. Okay, we need to distribute that -3. What do we get after we distribute the -3? Okay. So we got negative 3x. What else do we get when we distribute the negative 3? Okay, so we got negative 3x plus 15, negative 3x plus 15, negative 3x plus 15. Good, because a negative times a negative gives me a positive, and 3 times 5 gives me 15. Excellent. All right, good. Plus 15, nice. All right, so now we're almost done. What do we need to do next? Okay, good. Plus that's on both sides, plus 6. Okay, get rid of the minus 6, good. And by us doing that, we're going to add our 6. Now, we're not adding our 6 to everything. We're just adding it to its like term, which is the 15. So now, we can write down our final answer. So we have our y equals, we have our negative 3x, but what's 15 plus 6? Good. Gotta look at all these 21s. 21, 21, 21, 21s. Yes. So you just found your equation of the line. Good. Okay. So again, this is called point slope. Now here's my thing. Let's be real. Because especially people that are trying to take assessments and everything, when you're going to take your assessment, it's easy for me to say, don't be nervous, but guess what? You're going to be nervous anyway. So, and then all of a sudden you go in there and you're like, I don't remember how to do that. What was that point slope form? And then you freak out and then you forget. But here's something that you can do. I know for sure everyone remembers, and I'm going to use this same point and slope combination. Everyone remembers y equals mx plus b, right? Everybody remembers that. Now, we got a y, we got an x, we got a slope, all right? I'm going to use this same point and slope. So I'm going to use my y is going to be 6. The m, I'm going to use this negative 3. mx means negative 3 times my x. The x value is 5. And I'm going to bring down my plus b. So you're probably saying, well, Audrey, what are you doing? I want to find my b value. Remember, with our equation of a line, you really need two things for a definite equation of a line. You need a slope and you need a y-intercept. So we already know the slope because they gave it to us, right? And with most of the examinations, they're not going to say, show us your work. No, most of these exams are multiple choice, right? So if we take a look, let me see what I can find my y-intercept. So negative 3 times 5 gives me a negative 15. I bring down my plus b, bring down my equals, as well as the 6. If I'm solving this equation for my unknown, which is b, I need to get rid of this negative 15. So I'm going to add 15 on both sides. And that gives me 6 plus 15. And you guys already told me what 6 plus 15 is. That gives me my 21. And it brings down my b. What? Constant is 21. Constant is 21. Slope is negative 3. Slope is negative 3. So from here, you can say, all right, my equation of line is y equals negative 3x plus 21. If you feel comfortable and you understand how how to find your equation by using that slope-intercept form, do that. You don't get extra points for completing it using point slope. Use what you know. Okay? Use what you know. Hey, Professor. Hi. Okay? User 60,000,002, I'm not doing calculus. Okay? If you look at my stuff, you know I don't do anything near calculus. If you want to do calculus, you can start your own channel and do your own calculus. And then half of these people will come in. Try that. Don't be fearful, okay? I used to struggle so much with this. Okay. You explained it so well. With the little bit of knowledge I have, it's all coming together. Good. Okay? All the stuff that I'm saying is out of love. I'm just having a weird day today. Okay. You didn't simplify the numbers. -17? Where are you getting -17 from? I would love to know, David. Okay. Hello. It's like I'm taking AP Calc next year. I do low-key need some trig. Can you show any trig? No, I'm not showing trig today. Where's the -1, 7? Where are you getting -1, 7 from? I'm just seriously, like, where? You can divide that by 3, by the way. Divide what by 3? Like, it's already down to its lowest term. Okay. I admire people who can do math. My husband can calculate numbers off the top of his head. I know some people can do it. They're really good. Divide by 3, the numbers. No, it's not. Okay. So if you divide everything by 3, that means you have to divide the y by 3. Why would you want to put a number in front of the y? Okay. So, anywho, so that's basically it. When you look at it, if you can't remember the point slope form, you also have the regular slope-intercept form if they give you a point and a slope. All right? Whoa, hey, T-Bosh. Hey, is this the same as finding the solution of equation? Not really. Finding the solution of an equation is usually when you're like substituting, what they like to call it evaluating. All right. I know it's cute. You don't have to do the y. Okay. That's lovely. I should know better. So if anything, this is what we're going to do. Boom. We'll do that. And boom. There we go. All right. That's easy as pie. All right. So if they give you a point and they give you the slope, there you go. Now, what happens if they give you 2 points and they ask you for the equation line? Okay. So, bam. So if they're saying that here is 5, -1, and they're giving you -5 and 5. Okay. Yeah. So if anything, that's fine. Yeah. Oh, okay. He's talking about 3 and -3 simplifies. Yeah, and you can't simplify that. So, yeah. I can DM you a hard one to see how everyone will solve it, please. Not quite yet. If he knows how to do it, why is he here? I mean, that's all right. It's okay, guys. Look, I'm not raising my blood pressure for anything. I already had a rough day. I lost another former student to gun violence, so I am just really trying to keep it together. So if anybody wants to test my skills, they can test it. So I'm okay. All right. back to it. So if we have 2 points and we need to find the equation of the line, right? What's the one thing that I think we will need first? Okay, what will we need first? Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I'm trying to hold together, so I'm trying not to have any tears right now. All right, so what do you think we're going to need? Remember, we need 2 things for an equation line. We need a slope and we need a y-intercept. What do you think will be possibly the easiest thing for us to get first? Yeah, we will need a letter. We will need a y. We will need a y-intercept. Possibly not the y-intercept, but we will need some of you guys are kind of jumping on it. Y1, X1, what's that thing called? Begins with an S. Okay. Begins with an S. Next letter, L. Yes, it's the M. We need the slope. We need the slope, people. We need the slope. Okay. Everybody say it with me. Slope. Okay. So we need a slope. Okay. So anytime they give you 2 points, we need, and I think a couple of people were just touching on it, we need to have, I think you guys like to do the y2 minus y1. And I will do that for you. The x sub 2 minus x sub 1. All right. So since this is my first point, this is my x1, this is my y1. My second point, this is my x2, this is my y2. Okay. Yes. There you go, Courtney. So we need to do slope. All right. So let's find this bad boy. So y2 is 5 minus my y1, which is a negative 1. My x sub 2, negative 5. Minus my x sub 1, which is a positive 5. All right. Didn't really give myself that much room, but here we are. Could you do what? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do y1 minus y2 and then x1 minus x2. Yes, you can do that. Yeah, I prefer to do it that way because I'm so used to reading from left to right. But after doing this for a minute, some of you guys rather the old way. I will give it to you. All right. So, oh, hey, Cam. We have negative 3/5. Never complaining about Algebra 1. I'm scared to take a math class in college. Why? Courtney, stop it. Why are you afraid? Hello, Lisa. So story shows 6 over negative 10 simplified to 3 over negative 5. I want the easy way. Okay. So far, here's my thing. With math, it's just like life. Every time you do something easy, next thing you know, I got to redo everything and it's just harder and more, and it takes longer. You know, if you ever look at something that just happens so easily, it eventually is going to be wearing you out. So I always say that, you know, I'd rather you teach me what it is and let me go and take it. Okay. All right. So let's take a look. So 5 minus a negative 1. When you minus a negative, remember it turns positive. So that means 5 plus 1, that gives me 6. Okay? Negative 5 minus 5. All right? So when you have a negative 5, you owe me $5. Now you owe me another $5. That means you owe me $10. All right? So 6 over negative 10. This you can keep, but let's see if we can simplify. What can we simplify 6/10 down to? Simplify it by what? Yes, didn't have to multiply. Good. Okay, so they're both even and they're multiples of 2. So you're basically dividing it by 2. All right, so 6 divided by 2, that gives me 3. And negative 10 divided by 2 gives me the negative 5. So my slope is negative 3/5. Good. Don't forget the negative signs, though. Don't forget the negatives. Because remember that 10 was a negative 10. You owe me $10. Okay. How are we feeling now so far? Because there's still more to it. Yes. Okay, the top equation simplified to y equals. Okay. So now, this is when it gets not even tricky, but where that whole point slope form can kind of help. If we're trying to find a line that's going through both of these points, that means I can use one of the two of them. It doesn't matter which one, okay? You're going to get the same answer regardless. In fact, I'll show it to you with both of them. So I'm going to use the first one. So let's say I use point slope. So I got y minus my y1, which is a negative 1, equals my slope, which is a negative 3/5. Okay, remember, when you have a negative slope, the numerator or the denominator could be negative, times x minus my x value, which is 5. So when I minus a negative, it turns positive. And when I distribute my negative 3/5, I'm going to have a negative 3/5 x. Now I have a negative times a negative. That will give me positive. And you're probably saying, oh gosh, there's a fraction times a whole number. What do I do? Well, here's the thing. Ready? Ready for the simple trick? If your denominator is the same value as the whole number, they cancel each other out. They do. Let me slide over here and show you. I'm just going to stick it right here in the steps. So if we have negative 3/5 times 5. Remember, 5 can be 5 over 1. And we can do what's called cross simplify. It's like the same as me saying 5 divided by 5. That gives me a 1. And then what's left over is negative 3 divided by 1. But we all know anything divided by 1 is itself. So here's the trick. If your denominator is the same value as the whole number, they can cancel out. And then you just bring down what's the numerator. Okay? Okay, and you can calculate too, not a problem. Can you explain that with pizzas? Why do I want to explain that with pizzas? Okay. So basically you have one whole pie. I don't know why, but right now you have like one whole pie. This has 5 slices. Let's just pretend. I know, I didn't do it right. But anyway, say that this is one whole pie and has 5 slices. This one has 3 out of the 5 slices, right? So if you're going to take your one whole, your 5, and then you have your 3 out of 5 left, you're going to have 3 remaining. I don't know why you want to do pizzas. Maybe because you're hungry. But all I know is when you have your denominator being multiplied by a whole number that is the same value, they cancel each other out. What's left? So can you show how to find the midpoint of those points? You can. It's easier, but why would you need the midpoint if you're trying to find the equation? Yes, I will. Afterwards, I will show the whole page. Okay. Yes, and it's still negative because wow. No, it's not. It's going to turn positive. Sorry. Yep, it's not going to be negative. It's going to turn positive. Sorry about that. Because a negative times a negative gives me a positive. Do we have to get y by itself? Yes. So that means we have to subtract the 1 on both sides. So that will give us y equals negative 3/5 x plus 2. Okay, so then this would be the equation of the line, okay, that passes through these 2 points. Now, if I want, I could, because I used the first point. I'm going to show you using the second point, so you can just follow along. Don't have to watch. So we have our y minus my y1, which is 5, equals my slope, which was a negative 3/5. I'm just using the second point to show you something. Then you have x minus the negative 5. So here you're going to have y minus 5 is equal to negative 3/5 x plus 5, because when you minus a negative, it turns positive. So now I'm going to distribute. So I have y minus 5 is equal to negative 3/5 x, and a negative times a positive will give me a negative. And here we are. We have a 5 being multiplied by a whole number of 5, so they cancel out, leaving me with my negative 3, or 3, because I already took care of the signage. Now I want to add 5 on both sides. Let me raise this up a little bit. So then these will cancel out, and it'll give me y equals negative 3/5 x plus 2. Okay, what do you notice? Okay, sometimes I do graphs. I haven't done the graph yet. I wish I was this smart. I would pay. You are smart. It's just a matter of you get the same answer, right? So this is to show you, like, if you do want to use point slope form and you're given 2 points, it doesn't matter which point. As long as you get the slope, you get the slope first. After you get the slope, then you pick one of the 2 points to plug it in. Even if you wanted to just use, I know I'm giving you all options, so you figure out which option feels good to you, okay? Even if I wanted to use my y equals mx plus b, as long as we have our slope was that negative 3/5. I pick one of the 2 points. It doesn't matter which one. I can pick, say, the first one. So I got a negative 1 here, and I got a positive 5 here, plus b. Now, 5 and 5 cancels out, giving me a negative 3 plus b equals a negative 1. Then we add 3. still we get a y-intercept, which is b. And we still get our same equation. Y equals negative 3/5 x plus 2. Okay? When you're doing these exams, that's the one thing we have to understand. When we're doing these exams, they don't care how you get the answer. They care, did you give me the answer? I'm going to see if I can fit it on. Let me do 2 shots. So you can take a picture of this side, and then I'll slide it over and take a picture of the other side. Okay, so when you're doing these exams, remember, it's a time test. They don't care how you get the answer. As long as you bubble the correct letter, that's all they care about. Okay, I'm going to slide over to find the other one, other side. Okay. Let me get back. So show how to midpoint the 2 points. Okay. All right, so whoever wanted to take pictures of that, take pictures of that. If we have, I'm going to use my steps section because I want to use my other section for something. So if you had those 2 points, 5, -1, and -5, 5. Okay, if you want to find the midpoint, which that's something else, basically, you're taking your x's, divide by 2, and you're taking your y's, the sum of your y's, and divide by 2. Okay? That's all we're doing. See if I can zoom in a little bit more. Okay, that's all you're doing. So you're taking your x's, add them up, divide by 2. So for my x, I have 5 plus -5, divide by 2. And the other one is -1 plus 5, and divide by 2. So 5 plus -5 gives me 0. 0 divided by 2 is 0. And then -1 plus 5 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So the midpoint between those 2 points is going to be at 0, 2. Okay. What about the standard form? I did standard form, a couple days ago. Thank you for the follows. Thank you, college student here. Needed refresh. Not a problem. Thank you. You're welcome. I absolutely appreciate you for this because my son is doing this in his 7th grade math. Not a problem, Angie. Yes. Oh, thank you for the roses and love. I appreciate that. I absolutely need the refresher. No, I know. Like, how often are we sitting around saying, okay, let's calculate the equation of a line? Like, unless you are actually doing that for your job, which nowadays a lot of it is, electronics, AI, it's already done through software and programs. But they still want us to calculate a lot of this stuff by hand. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm here for it. I'm here to break it down. I just like to be the person to translate it. All right. Okay. So what I'm going to do. Okay. So hopefully you guys have a pretty good gist with this. I'm going to give you a couple order pairs. All right. So we're going to look back here. All right, so I'm going to give you 2 order pairs, and I want you to tell me what the equation of the line is, okay? So we're trying to do our best. So, okay, we have, let's say, -5. I'm obsessed with 5s today. -5, 7, and -2, 1. So we are trying to find the equation of the line. So remember, the equation of the line is y equals mx plus b. So first thing we need is our slope. And then you can figure out if you want to do point slope to find the equation, or you can do your y equals mx plus b to find your y-intercept. So it's up to you. Thank you. Yes, that's true. Because it's got to learn to think outside the box. Okay, fashionista icon. Hello. 1 through 7. Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. Okay. Yes. So I want you to find the entire slope. And yes, you are starting off correctly. Straight pencil marks. Okay, tell me what my equation of the line is. Yes, that is the formula for slope. Awesome. So now plug in your information so you can find that slope. And then see if you can find the equation of the line. Hello, Lisa. Lisa Lee. Welcome in. Yep, you can do that, princess. Okay, well, right now we have these 2 points. And what we're doing is we're trying to find the equation of the line. So first we need to find the slope, and then we find the equation of the line. That's what we're doing, Lisa. How you find M. Okay, yep. So you have your y2 minus y1. So it's always the difference of the y's over the difference of the x's. Oops. Just so I can fit on the page. Do you tutor online? I do. I do tutor online. If anything, you just have to, if you go to the link in my bio, then it says ACG Math Tutoring, my website, there's a contact form. If you can fill that out, and I'll give you a call. There was one other person I was supposed to call today, but I was a little preoccupied. But we're gonna make it through. Yes. Not a problem. And what you see is basically what I do during the sessions as well. So that I do, we do, then you do, and then I correct. And then I try to get it all in an hour. Some sessions will be a little longer, you know, if it's not back to back. I've done like a couple extra minutes, especially the weekends. Sometimes that happens. Yeah. Okay. Lynn, I do see your answer, so I'm not ignoring you. If you're like, does she see my stuff? I do see it. I just didn't want to announce it. I wanted to see if everyone else has something. Okay. Sure. I can help with those too. Okay. 6907. Okay. All right. So if you have your equation, the lines, go ahead and put it in the chat. If you're like, I'm lost the sauce, you can put a question mark. It's perfectly fine. If you're just like, I just need a couple more minutes, just take the couple more minutes that you need. Okay. Yes, thank you. Thank you for your honesty. If you're just like, yeah, yeah, what? Hey, I take it. That's fine. I was like, oh, Fatima, did you just sign in? Because I didn't see your name before. Because that would totally make sense. Okay. Hey, Judy. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's take a look. All right. First things first. We need our slope. Okay. So in order to do equation of a line, you need two things. You need a slope and you need a y-intercept. Yeah. Just got here. Okay. I was like, yeah, of course. I mean, we got to see what's going on. So the first thing we're going to do is we need to find our slope. So since we read from left to right, this is going to be my first point. So this is my x1 and this is my y1. Okay, order pairs always comes in x and y's. Then this is my second point. So this is my y2 and x2 and my y2. All right. Now that we have that, we're going to go right into the formula. Okay, so the formula is you can say the difference of my y's over the difference of my x's. Okay, so now we're going to plug this information in to this equation. So my y2 is 1. So we got 1 minus my y1, which is 7. I forgot who put that up there first. And I said, yes, that's what you do. So that's your numerator. My denominator, my x2 is negative 2, minus my x1, which is negative 5. Okay. So 1 minus 7, that gives me a negative 6. So think about it. All right, I have $1. I want to spend $7. That means I'm short $6. So down here, I have a minus, a negative. Okay, anytime I have a minus sign and I'm inputting a negative, I always put a parenthesis around it. Because some of the kids would see it like this. -2 with a long subtraction sign and 5. Okay, because the minus and the negative just kind of merges into one and they're like, oh, my answer is -7. No. Okay, so that's why I put a parenthesis around it. Because when I minus a negative, that turns positive. So I have a -2 plus 5. All right, so I'm down $2. I made $5. That means I'm in the plus 3. Okay? So now I have negative 6 divided by 3. This can be reduced. It can actually be divided. And someone wrote up there, this will actually be a negative 2. So my slope is a negative 2. How we're feeling so far? Okay, I got the negative 6 right. Good. You're amazing. Good. Forgot the parentheses. Not a problem, but we understand that. Okay. Still follow, do you help with functions and graphing? Yes, I do. Actually, I do that mostly in the evenings, but that's okay. Is it always going to be whole numbers? No. Sometimes it will be fractions. Okay. Negative 2. Good. All right. What did you divide with? With the negative 6 and 3, they're divisible. They're divisible by 3. So if I divide the negative 6 by 3, I'm going to get a negative 2. If I divide the denominator by 3, I'm going to get a 1. So negative 2 over 1 is the same as saying negative 2. Okay. Now we can plug in the m. Yes. How did it turn to adding and a positive 5? Yes. So if we think, this is only in math, okay, not in real life. 2 negatives, when you're doing multiplication, that's basically when you have a negative times a negative, it always turns positive. Okay, so 2 negatives makes a positive. Only in addition and subtraction, a negative will stay a negative, okay, through addition, right? But through a slight bit of multiplication, a negative times a negative turns positive. Okay, I was close. Thank you, teacher. Not a problem. Yeah, okay, I understand that much better today. Why would you add 2? Why would you add x squared and y squared? Why would I add? Try again, Leanne. Maybe I'm just a little off. I'm trying to understand your question. Why would you add x2 and y2? If we're dividing, negatives turns positive. Correct. Fairy sprinkles, yes. So 2 negatives make a positive when you're multiplying as well as you're dividing. Okay, all right. Okay, got it. All right. All right, so now we're not done. Just like Lisa's like, wait, this is not the equation. I was like, I know. We're getting to it. So that's the slope. So now we need the equation. So this is when you're going to pick one of the 2 original points, and you're either going to use that point slope form. Okay, point slope form is your y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Or you're going to use, let me unzoom just a tad, or you're going to use just a regular equation. So it's going to be up to you how you want to do it. If you want to do it point slope, or if you want to do slope-intercept. Okay. So I'm going to keep it, I'm going to pick negative 2, 1 for my point. Okay, so if I pick negative 2, 1, my y1 is going to be 1. So I have y minus 1 equals my slope, which was a negative 2, times x minus my x1. So that'll be a negative 2. So I can either do it this way, or if you're picking 1, negative 2, my 1 is the y, my negative 2 is the slope, negative 2 is the x, plus b. Okay? So these are 2 separate ways. You just pick one way. I'm just putting both down because I don't know who picked what. All right? So, let's see. It's really hard for me to put everything on one page lately today. All right. So here I'm minus a negative. So it's actually going to be y minus 1 equals negative 2 times x plus 2. Okay. Then I distribute the negative 2. So I will have y minus 1 equals negative 2x minus 4. Because negative 2 times x gives me negative 2x. Negative 2 times positive 2 gives me a negative 4. So now I want to get y by itself. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides. So I have y equals negative 2x minus 3. And someone had that up before we did anything. Who was it? I like to give credit when credit is due. Lynn. Yes, Lynn Williams. She had it up there. Okay. How are you better than my teacher that I'm paying for? I don't know. I was close. Thank you, teach. I understand it much better today. Okay, we got that thing. I'm trying to catch up. What's the name of the formula for this one? Is point slope. Okay, not the intercept. Yeah, this is called point slope. All right, so for this one, I'd have my 1 equals positive 4 plus b. I would subtract 4 on both sides because I would isolate the b. And I would get my negative 3 equals b. So my slope was y equals, my slope was negative 2x. And we found our y-intercept, which was negative 3. Okay, so 2 different ways, same answer. Okay, same answer. So my suggestion, if you're taking the GED, or if you're taking the ACCUPLACER, or ASVAB, or just someone's taking general Algebra 1, or any kind of Algebra 1 components, when it comes to testing, unless they specify, and it's a test that you're actually writing out step by step, you have to figure out which way you're going to work with. But if it's a multiple choice test, like the ones that I just named, even SAT, they don't care how you get the answer. As long as you bubble in the right answer, that's all they care about. Okay? All right. Oh, thank you for the follow. All right. So would you like one more that you're going to do on your own? I will leave this up as a model. Does that sound fair? Okay. I got in the car. I didn't get to see the second half. Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave this part up. And let me give you another order pair. Let's see. All right. I want to make sure that you guys can see. I mean, my apparatus is like hilarious. It's hilarious. All right. So here we go with an example. I'm going to put it in blue pen. I want you to do 3, 5 and 1, 6. Positive 1, 6. Okay. So you have the example that we did before at the top. Tell me what my equation is. Oh, I'm driving. Okay, Lisa, please don't. But thank you for telling me that you're driving. So I won't be like, what are you doing, Lisa? Positive or negative, Lisa? Lisa, please. Math while driving? I don't know if it's illegal or not. Not really. Positive. Okay. So if you did 6 minus 5, then you're going to have 1 minus 3. If you 1 minus 3, that 2 is going to be negative. Hey, Daryl. One of my former students is here. Hello, bad boy Manny. Those are the names. I love it. Thank you for liking the live. There we go. Good job, princess. Keep going. What is the equation? Not a problem then. Not a problem. Yeah, so we're just trying to find the equation of the line that contains these 2 points. 3, 5, and 1, 6. Okay. Were you able to at least get the slope, Fatima? Okay, so you got part of it. That can be the numerator. There we go, girl. That's it. It should be flipped. Because remember your y's, LA, your y's are going to be first in the numerator. Then your x's are in the denominator. And then plus I'm going to call you later too. I didn't forget. I didn't. It's just, yeah. Okay. All right. If you're ready, go ahead and put your equations up. If you're like, okay, I got this part, put whatever part that you think you got. If you got the slope, put that up there. If you got the whole equation, put that up there. If it's like, girl, why? Put the question mark up there, okay? I don't know. Did I get it right? I didn't see yours, Lynn. For some reason, it didn't go through. Is this one I have to like constantly reset? I'm struggling with this. It's okay. We're going to get you through it. We're going to get you through it. Yeah, I didn't see yours. I don't know if I have to. I don't know how I will reset, but here we are. If anything, Lynn, put it through again for me, please. Because I didn't. Brandon. Okay. Okay. I sent it like 3 times. Yeah, because I don't see it. Sorry. Sorry about the aggravation. And it's probably on point. Alright. Sometimes TikTok just, I don't know. Wants to slow me down, I guess. Oh. Alright. I didn't get anyone's. All I see is like people joining and then the occasion. Well, I see Brandon's, hey, I see yours. Did I see it? I sent it like 3 times, and then Travis, I see yours. Did you get mine? I didn't get any of them. So I don't know. I think they're probably thinking that we're doing it. All right. Oh, we don't have to go that far. But here is my thing. All right. So slope. I think we got this part. So my slope, if you want, you can do 6 minus 5 over 1 minus 3, which gives me 1 over negative 2. All right. So if you had 1 over negative 2, let me see the thumbs up. Okay. All right. There we go. Yes. Good. I got that. All right. So now, awesome. Here we go now. So we can use either the point slope or we can use this, slope-intercept form. So if I use point slope, I'm just going to pick 3, 5. Okay, last time I picked this one, I'll pick 3, 5. So that means we have y minus 5 equals my slope, which is my negative 1/2, okay, times x minus 3. All right, so here we go. We have our y minus 5 equals my negative 1/2 x. A negative times a negative will give me a positive. And half of 3, okay, since we already have a slope, we can make this into a decimal, okay? If you want to keep it as 3/2, you can keep it as 3/2. If you want to simplify it some more as 1.5, you can do it as 1.5. Okay? I think most of us are like, please, a decimal, please. Okay? You're going to get the same answer. All right? So now we want to get y by itself. What must we do in order for us to get y by itself? Okay, we need it by itself on the equal sign. Yes. So, Sophie, not the add, but not add because it's a -5. We always have to do the inverse. What's the inverse of subtraction? Oh, sorry. Duh, it is adding. What am I smoking? Okay. Whew, I am so off. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, we are adding 5 on both sides. So we got our y equals our -1/2 x, and like Lynn said, plus 6.5 as my y-intercept. Okay, now, if you left it as a fraction, you're one of my bold people. You're like, okay, I'm going to leave my 3/2 as a fraction. We're going to do it. And I had to add 5 to it. That means we need a common denominator. Okay? So 3/2 is going to stay exactly the same. Okay? I need to have a common denominator of 2. So what divided by 2 will give me 5? You can think of it that way, or you can say 5 times 2 gives me what? There we go. Travis, we got it with 10. Okay, so in order for us to add or subtract a fraction with the whole number, if you want, you can put that whole number over 1, but no matter what, we need to have a common denominator. So we keep the denominator, which is a 2, and we add the numerators, which is 13. So if you had y equals -1/2 x plus 13/2, that'll work. Or plus 6 1/2 if you wanted to do it as a mixed number, that'll work. Okay? But most people generally don't have mixed numbers when it comes to the equations. So any of these 3 will work for our answer. Okay? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Actually, it's not even ending early. But I definitely wanted to get this out. I don't want to disappoint. I already gave one thing a little bit. Okay. Thank you. All right. Questions. Questions. How are we feeling about this? Okay. Taking my lunch break. Love you. So happy I found you today. Oh, good. If you need any assistance, please do not hesitate to reach out. Do not hesitate. Good. Thank you. All right. How's everyone else? Okay. Shameless plug, and then I'm going to end. If you could tap during the shameless plug, I would greatly appreciate it. All right. If you do like how this book is set up, I actually created this book. This is my math notebook. I know, for the people that know me forever, it's like, okay, here comes the spiel. Did we do y equals ms plus b? I didn't. Would you like for me to do y equals ms plus b, princess? Because I can do that. Yes? No? Because I can do that. Sure. All right. So we already had our slope. Let's see if you guys can see. Okay, all right, so you guys can see. So we already have our slope. So our slope was this -1/2. Okay. And we just need to figure out one of the 2 points. I'm going to use 1 and 6. Okay. So we have 6 is here. Then we have -1/2 times 1 plus b. So -1/2 times 1, that will give me a -1/2. I'm going to bring down my plus b as well as my equals 6. So now, in order for me to get b by itself, I have to add 1/2 to both sides. So now I have 6.5. Or if you want to do 6.5, you can do 6.5, you can do 6.5. Okay. So now that we have our y-intercept, our equation is going to be y equals -1/2 x plus 6.5. Okay, let me zoom in just a little bit so you can see it. Okay. Is -3. Okay. Nice. I need this book. Where can I get it? The book is on Amazon. Okay. I've been as -3. What's -3? What's happening? I'm seeing 3s. I'm like, where's the 3s coming from? Okay. Work on this. Okay. Just what are you covering? Well, just Jen. We were covering point slope form and oh, you had b as -3. Okay. Yeah, we're basically using 2 points and find the equation of the line. So that's what we're doing. We need this information. Okay. Well, if you want to find out the equation of the line, that'll work. I'm struggling with piecewise functions. Oh, well, piecewise functions is just like keys in a door. But you have to read it not from left to right. You need to read it from right to left. That's going to be the key trigger. Okay. I need to join at the beginning so I can master slopes. Yes, please do. Okay, because we're always talking about it, always refreshing it, because there's a lot of linear stuff that is being addressed. Okay. Nope, not a problem. Yep. Yeah, because a lot of you guys, when you try to do piecewise function, if you try to read it the way that we normally read, you're going to get confused. Switch it around. Think about like, okay, which key is going to open which door? And then you'll get that. All right. Okay, so this math notebook, it is available on Amazon. As I show you, it's like all your math notes can be organized. I write very large because I usually am displaying the information to you guys. So what happens is if you have some kind of formulas that needs to be addressed, they'll go here. And the steps that you want to remind yourself will go here. Then you have some examples here. And if you need extra place to do more problems, to do graphing, everything is all in one. So in addition to all of the 100+ pages that's in here, if your teacher says, hey, I want you to keep this in your notebooks, you can tape it to one side of the page and the other side will be like a summarization of what's on the paper. So, and if you're not very strong with multiplication, I also have what's called a factor sheet. So you can look up all the factors from 1 to 200. That's also inside the book. So like if you want to break down radicals, if you want to basically simplify fractions, if you want to, I don't know, there's tons of stuff. Maybe even some of the division, just so you can figure out what numbers you need to divide, or even with factoring, all this will be helpful. As well as which words is associated with which operation. Okay, we also got the rules of integers, so we can get all our positives and negatives when we're adding with examples, subtracting with examples, as well as, hey, here's what we were working on today. We were working on slope. Okay, here's standard form. We did that a couple days ago. We did some work with slope-intercept form. And today we also did point slope form. So we're really trucking along with the linear train, okay? Soon enough, we're going to be looking at quadratics. That's going to happen in a moment. And then you have your properties of exponents, orders of operations. Then if you have some people that are going in trig, here's a couple of the trig identities that you're going to be faced with. Some of my people in geometry. So with geometry, here's your volume, here's your surface areas. All those formulas are linked in one, especially with the sectors and arc length. And if you're in Algebra 2, here's your best friend, the unit circle. Oh, the sines and cosines that you will see using the unit circle. But just like everything else in life, there's a couple puzzles that I put in the back, little brain breaks, just to kind of refocus, retrain your brain a little bit, do a little bit of mindless activity that you don't have to worry too much about. If you're into pixel art, you can do some pixel arts in here. And if you just want to sketch, you can sketch right down at the bottom. So this is available on Amazon. I have this cover and I have 2 other covers, but the interior is exactly the same. In addition to, this is for 7th through adults. This one is for 4th through 6th. So I'm looking at doing, trying to get, that's why I did math tiles, for you to actually have the kids train themselves to follow things, align their numbers. So we got our 1s, we got our 10s, we got our 100s. And that's on both sides. In addition to, especially for teachers, when you're always asked, how do you know that your kids are learning? Guess what? The kids can actually circle their own moods. That's why I have the mood tracker. Before the lesson, during the lesson, and after the lesson. So you don't have to do the thumbs up, thumbs down anymore. And then in addition to that, they also have their resources. So they also have their factor sheet, working on fractions, because that's the heart of it. Then we have decimals to percent, percent to decimals, that whole shebang. Then we have the fractions operations through add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Then the place values, decimal operation, then areas and perimeter. Then they also get the words as well, plus with an example of how to break down an equation. And they also get the same thing with the rules of integers and some brain breaks as well with an answer key. Okay? So those are on sale on Amazon. I generally come on live Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday through Thursdays till 8:30. Unfortunately, I have a client at 8:30, but if she cancels, I'll jump on. I'll jump on and do what I was supposed to do that other night, that I almost died eating a mint. My life. Okay. So I don't know what's going on. But for the most part, I do have tutoring sessions. If you want, you can go on to ACG Math Tutoring. That's the website. Oh, sorry, I'm blinding you with my pink shirt. As soon as I can get my handwritten thing. Here we go. So if you want, here's my website, which there's a link in my bio, acgmathtutoring.com. If you want to know a little bit more about me, you can go and Google me. I'm on Google. I'm on YouTube. Just in case TikTok just kicks the bucket, I'll be there as well. I tried to take some of the lives and cut them pieces and put them on the YouTube channel, so it's like a quick fix. But if you want a course, I have a course for GED, ASVAB, ACCUPLACER, there's one other thing. Oh, and for remedial algebra. If you wanted to take a look at those. And also I'm starting a study group for those that are currently taking classes and they just want to get in the study group. There is a page in my website that says TikTok study groups. Just click anywhere on that page and it will take you to the contact form. Just fill that out. So I'll get a good idea of who's serious about it, who wants to get into it, so we can just get ourselves started so I can help you out. All right. So that's it. I am going to be taking a break because I need to. Let's take a look at this. Trying to figure out why we need. Okay, yeah, I'm struggling with that. Gotcha that. I need to join. Okay, we still can't figure out how aliens exist. Okay, we don't need that. Do you got 6 through 8 books? I don't. But I think once we get into 7, because this one's for 7th and 8th. So usually like 4 to 6, 7 and 8, or 7 through adults, they can use the bigger one. Lisa. Girl, I have to order this book right now. Do you come with the book? I don't come with the book, but I definitely would love, because I do online tutoring and I'm one of those crazy people that I'm available 7 days a week, regardless of the time zones, because I'm in Baltimore, Maryland, and I have students that are in California, they're in Alaska. I used to have a couple in Cairo, Egypt, and Nairobi, Kenya, but they graduated and it was awesome. So I'm all over the place. So if you need me, let's get it. Okay, thanks. Do you have a GED course? Yes, I do. Just for the math. I have a GED math course. Not a problem, Lisa. Not a problem. I mean, this is like the bright part of my day, believe it or not. I love it. I love coming here because you guys appreciate it and actually say that you appreciate it. Okay. Oh, I need that. Okay. Definitely. So yeah, because I'll have the courses, and this is the way that I'm thinking about putting the courses, since everyone has a weird time zone and we just can't meet all at the same time. So it's more self-paced. And then when you come across something, because it's me explaining, but when you come across something that you're like, I need help with this, then you can come to my designated times and I'll just be there and you'll say, hey, Audrey, I need help with this. At least now you're coming with something instead of me sitting here trying to teach you. It's like you try to figure it yourself and then you're like, oh, okay, I need more explanation with that. Then I'll be willing to help. So the courses comes with me. The tutoring is just me. Okay. While my daughter was in school. Oh, I know. I probably was, and I was just so hesitant to do lives because I felt like there's so many people that are doing lives. And if anything, if you still want to do some more math, my friend on Impact Math 19, if you look her up, she's actually on right now. She goes from like 1 o'clock Central Time, which is like 2 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm going to put her name in the chat. Impact Math 19. So I'm one of those people that I like to give credit when credit's due. I like to surround myself with good people, and she's a really good person. And she breaks down and does a lot of word problems. So if you want to jump on that, yes, she's good. Another person, if you have younger kids that you want to make sure that they're learning how to count, how to add, and do a lot of stuff, here's a fun way to do it. My friend Lynette is like learning with Lynette. She teaches math using the abacus. So the abacus is like this rectangular piece with a lot of beads. And that's what they used to count, especially larger numbers. Like when I say back in the day, I mean like centuries ago, like in the beginning of time, right? So if you ever want to, go ahead and follow her as well. And it's just like a fun way. And plus, it's a fun, but it sticks. It makes it more realistic because you can see numbers being added, especially when it comes to the multiplication pieces of it. Like how she breaks it down is just really incredible. All right. Bye, Lisa. I'll see you next week. Enjoy your weekend. All right. So again, if you guys need me, please don't hesitate to message me. I am going to be around. I'm not going to be live tonight, but if my person cancels, I might jump on because, I'm addicted to this. This is my addiction. All right. So have an amazing day. Thank you so much for the gifts and for the likes. And I'm hoping that you guys just please just be safe. I want you to come back. I want you to come back. Not just for my selfish reasons as of I have people to talk to as I'm sitting in my room doing math. But I really and truly appreciate each and every one of you. All right. So have an amazing weekend. Please be safe. Okay. Take care. Bye.